Radio. Yamamu eni swadi hunu. Vision Life Radio. Living the future now. Yeah.
Vision Life Radio.
Vision Life Radio. Living the future now. Vision Life Radio. Living the future now. Vision Life Radio. Living the future now.
Mayorinde asibi anama. Man kill la Vision Life Radio. Who me kill he? Yina wakamalo. Ami.
Audio Jungle.
Good morning, cherished listeners. This news is presented by Sebastian Was, aka The Morning Man. Welcome to Vision Live Headline News, streaming live from Sampa Valley here in Accra, Ghana. We bring you the most accurate and compelling stories from our community and around the globe. From breaking news to in-depth reports, our goal is to keep you informed and engaged. Thank you for joining us this morning. Do not change your dial from here. Stay tuned. This news is proudly sponsored by International Vision Church and Aliga Kitchen Craft and Flora Institute.
Audio Jungle. Audio.
Now to the headlines. Ayawaso West Wagon constituents lament abandoned projects and demolished buildings under MPP government. Government to shift all scholarship schemes to tertiary level, says Dr. Edichum. President Akufo-Addo says any attempt to interrupt peace and democracy in the 2024 election will be met with swift justice. MP raises concerns over location of President Akufo-Addo statue. Joanna Jan cleared and allowed to contest as Secondary High Court lifts injunction. Report to work as GLOSAC directs members. It is call of strike. UN says nearly 330,000 people displaced by Sudan floods. Nigeria's chief army dies at age 56. Sports. Black Stars to kick off preparations for Angola Niger games with training at Accra Sports Stadium. Asante Kotoko set to return to Baba Yara Sports Stadium after international break. Entertainment. I played a key role in breaking Nollywood's monopoly in Ghana, says Kumewood actor Ejaku.
Audio Jungle.
Now to the main news. Some constituents of the Ayawaso West Wagon constituency have expressed frustration over the long ongoing issue of uncompleted projects initiated under previous governments, which have been abandoned by successive administrations, as well as the demolition of building structures in the constituency. One constituency expressed frustration with how the ruling government has left most of the E-block school projects initiated under the John Dramani Mahama administration abandoned. She pointed out that the abandoned school buildings could have helped accommodate the growing student population in various schools following the implementation of the free SHS policy. She further added that completing these buildings would have eliminated the double track system, which divides the total student population and staff into two tracks. While one track attends school, the other is on vacation, and vice versa. Mama built schools under his administration. If they had commissioned most of the schools, it would have eliminated the double track system, which is not helping our children in schools, she complained. Another also raised concerns over how the government has demolished most of their structures, which wasn't the issue under the NDC government. When the MPP came, they came to demolish all our structures. They made things difficult for us, but doesn't seem to be the case under the NDC. I'm hopeful that when NDC comes into power, they will help build and develop the place, she noted. Education Minister Dr. Yao Educhum has hinted a shift of scholarships from the senior high school to tertiary levels. He explains that previously senior high school students enjoyed scholarship schemes, including the Cocoa Board Scholarship and the government scholarship. However, these scholarships will now shift from the tertiary level since free SHS is covering everything at the high school level. This move will help needy but brilliant students get the opportunity to enroll for their tertiary education with ease. Apart from the scholarships, Dr. Educhum, who was addressing parents on the new Patriotic Party's policy for the education sector, indicated that the student loan scheme is also available to support students who cannot pay their fees. We are moving all scholarships to the tertiary levels, the government scholarship and the Cocoa Board scholarship. We are moving all to the tertiary because free SHS is not covering for high school education. The student loan scheme is also available, and with your ID card and Ghana card, you can access the loan to support your education. Ghana Cuisine's recipes. He says, our policy is looking at ensuring that students transition from senior high school to tertiary are able to complete their education. We don't intend to pay first year and leave students hanging like others want to, he said. In other news, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has reiterated that any effort to destabilize Ghana's democracy in the lead-up to the December 7 general elections will be fiercely resisted. According to the president, the integrity of the electoral process is a top priority. Delivering his final National Best Farmer Award address, the outgoing president assured Ghanaians that he remains committed to preserving peace and security in the upcoming elections. He asserted that a lot of hard work had gone into building a stable democracy and we must preserve it. To him, Ghana's democracy is one that now stands as an example across Africa and beyond. President Akufo-Addo raised past leaders, civil society, and Ghanaians for promoting peace and as citizens and politicians to prioritize unity, safeguarding Ghana's democracy principles. He says, as we approach 2024 general elections, let me make one thing absolutely clear again. I am unwavering in my commitment to free, fair, and transparent elections. Ghana's democracy is a treasure we all have to fight and build, and a legacy that must be protected. Now, Emmanuel Amakufibua, the Member of Parliament for Elimbele, has reacted to the unveiling of the statue of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo at the Ifia Nkwanta Regional Hospital in the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis. According to the MP, the statue of the president raised serious questions about his priorities and commitment to the people of the Western region. Bua, also the deputy majority leader in parliament, expressed their concern in a statement copied to the Ghana News Agency. The statement said, this extravagant display of self-disgradement comes at a time when the region has been largely neglected, with pressing needs and concerns left unaddressed. It said that the government continued to take the Western region for granted and that the gesture was a misplaced priority. It is said that the Western region lagged behind in terms of development, through it contributed a chunk of resources to the country's gross domestic product, known as the GDP. So the government must do better. Now, in other news, Joanna Jan, parliamentary candidate for Amenfi Central, has been declared allowed to contest in the upcoming December elections. This follows a ruling by the Sekondi High Court on November 11, 2024, which lifted an earlier injunction preventing her from standing as the elected candidate. The court previously adjourned the case, in which the National Democratic Congress requested the removal of the injunction and dismissal of the substantive disqualification. After the ruling, Joanna Jan and her supporters celebrated the decision. Addressing the jubilant crowd, she expressed gratitude, saying, "We thank God for everything and that has happened today, especially my new lawyers who came in to rescue me. I thank God and all the NDC members, executives, all the Western Region NDC. I must say I am very happy." The legal dispute began when some dissatisfied individuals filed a lawsuit securing an interlocutory injunction that temporarily restrained Joanna Jan from presenting herself as the elected candidate. Despite her convincing victory in the May 13, 2023 parliamentary primaries, the NDC's Functional Executive Committee later annulled the May election and conducted fresh primaries on September 8, 2024, where Joanna Jan Kujo emerged victorious once again, with the EC supervising the process.
Audio Jungle.
The Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, known as the GLOSAC, has announced the immediate suspension of its nationwide strike, which commenced on Thursday, November 7, 2024. In a statement issued on Monday, November 11, 2024, GLOSAC acknowledged that the court's directive compelling the association to end the strike. The association emphasized its commitment to legal compliance in its response. Being a law-abiding association, GLOSAC has taken into cognizance the injunction order. GLOSAC hereby calls off the strike with immediate effect. GLOSAC has decided to call off the strike due to its utmost respect for the court and the laws of Ghana. GLOSAC urged all members to resume work and reassure them of association continued efforts to improve their working conditions. All members are entreated to report to work. GLOSAC assures members of its unrelenting efforts to ensure better conditions of service for all, the statement added. The Accra High Court granted a 10-day injunction against GLOSAC, temporarily halting their strike after the Nation Labour Commission, the NLC, sought court intervention. The injunction order came amid an escalating dispute between GLOSAC and the government over delayed salary restriction, which the association urges should have been addressed by the October 31st deadline. GLOSAC announced the strike on grounds of what it called a prolonged delay in finalizing a salary structure expected to take effect in January 2025 and expressed frustration over the lack of concrete offer despite multiple meetings with government representatives. In other news, flooding in South Sudan has displaced more than 379,000 people, according to the United Nations update that warned about a surge in malaria. Aid agencies have said the world's largest country, highly vulnerable to climate change, is the grip of its worst flooding in decades, mainly in the north. The floods have affected about 1.4 million people, the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, said on Friday across 43 countries in the disputed Ebui region, which is claimed by both South Sudan and Sudan. It added in a statement that not more than 379,000 people were displaced in 22 countries and in Abyei. A surge in malaria has been reported to Jonglei, Unity, Upper Nile, Northern Bahre El Ghazal, Central Equatoria and Western Equatoria states, overwhelming the health system and exacerbating the situation and impact in flood-hit areas, the UN agency said. Since gaining independence from Sudan in 2011, South Sudan has been plagued by chronic instability, violence, economic stagnation, as well as climate disasters such as drought and floods. Nigeria's Army Chief Lieutenant Gen. Torred Lagbaja has died after a period of illness at age 56. President Bola Tinubu has announced he died on Tuesday night in Lagos. The exact details of his illness were not shared. In a statement shared on X by presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu expressed his heartfelt condolences to the Gen. Lagbaja's family. President Tinubu wishes Lieutenant General Lagbaja eternal peace and honors his significant contributions to the nation. His passing marked a significant loss for the Nigerian Armed Forces, where he played pivotal roles in numerous internal security operations. Chief of Army Staff is the highest-ranking military officer in the Nigerian Army. Len Lagbaja was appointed to the position in June 23, not long after President Tinubu took office. He was often away from duty, sometimes out of the country, receiving treatment for an undisclosed illness, and had not seen in public for some time. Jen Lagbaja is survived by his wife Maria and 2 children. Sports news.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Now to the sports news. The Black Stars will kick off preparations for their games against Angola and Niger on Monday, November 11, 2024 at the Accra Sports Stadium. With the European leagues coming to a halt due to the international breaks, players of the national team are expected to touch down in Ghana this week, and according to the schedule by the GFA, the team will open up camp in Accra on Monday, November 11, 2024. As part of their preparations, the team is expected to train at the Accra Sports Stadium at 5 p.m. on Monday. This session, according to the GFA, will be open to the public. The team's next training session will be on Tuesday at the same time venue. However, unlike Mondays, this will be closed to the public. They will then have Ghana for Luanda on Wednesday, where they will host their next training session a day before the game, Thursday. The Black Stars will face Angola on Friday, a game that the players would have to give their all, as anything but a win will condemn the Black Stars to missing out of the 2025 AFCON in Morocco. The harsh reality, however, is even without kicking a ball, the Black Stars' fate could officially be sealed if Sudan manage any positive results against Niger and will play their game on Thursday. The Black Stars have 2 points from our 4 matches and are in third in the Group F standings. In other news, Asante Kotoko will return to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium for their Ghana Premier League home matches after the November international break. GhanaSoccerNet.com can exclusively report. The return to their home ground coincides with the highly anticipated Super Clash against the pre-Niles arrivals out of Oak on December 12, 2024 in a Week 13 fixture. GhanaSoccer.com has learned that the National Sports Authority will reopen the stadium after its closure in September for maintenance. The poor condition of the pitch during Ghana's 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Angola sparked widespread criticism. In Kotoko's absence from the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, they have hosted 4 matches at the Len Clay Stadium in Obuasi, winning 3 against Inswatriman, Accra Lions and Sematex, and losing 1 against Accra Hearts of Lions. Their final game in Obuasi will be against the Nations FC next week. Now to the entertainment news.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
To the entertainment news. In a recent interview on Lawson Radio, veteran Ghanaian actor Ejaku Bon Kofi Edu proudly recalled his role in rejuvenating Ghana's film industry at a time when it was heavily overshadowed by Nollywood. For years, Nigerian movies dominated Ghanaian screens, captivating audience and making it challenging for Ghanaian cinema to flourish. However, Ejaku was determined to change this narrative and establish a vibrant market for local productions. Back then, Nigerian movies were everywhere, he shared. They had a hold on our screens that almost pushed our Gollywood and Kumewood to the side. I knew we had to do something or would lose our voice in our own country. His rise in the Ghanaian film industry came at a time when audiences were beginning to lose touch with homegrown stories. Ejaku's infectious humor and authentic portrayal of Ghana life quickly reignited a spark, drawing viewers back to Kumewood movies. Dear listeners, this is the end of today's news and was presented by Sebastian Boas, aka The Morning Man. This news was proudly sponsored by the International Vision Church and Allegra Kitchen Crafts and Floral Institute. To sponsor this news segment, kindly contact 024 519 3706 or 050 302 7765. 050 302 7765. Or you can also reach us on 0244 577 335. 0244 577 355. Catch you same time tomorrow here at 6:30 a.m. on Vision Live Radio. Have a blessed day.
Audio Jungle.